Last week, I visited my brother in my family home. I'm vegan, he's not. And that visit reminded me of how lucky I am to be living in a fully vegan household as a vegan, and it made me realize that currently so many people who either are vegan or want to go vegan don't have this privilege, don't have this luxury of living in a fully vegan household. And I used to live in that household too, you know, when I first went vegan, my mom or my brother weren't vegan, my brother still isn't vegan, and it was hard. It was hard to be a vegan when people you love are not vegan. And so I want to offer some advice to you if you are vegan or if you want to go vegan, but you can't currently live in a fully vegan household, because I have some tips that might help you with that. Hi, I'm Laura, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I make new videos every week and I talk about veganism, minimalism, traveling, learning, and lifestyle design. And I have a whole playlist of videos dedicated to veganism that you can check out after this video. And if you like this video, you can like it, and then you can subscribe to my channel if you want to watch my videos every single week. You can also follow me on Instagram if you want to see more of my daily life, and you can become a patron of this channel if you get any value from my videos. That would help our channel a lot. Thank you so much for being a patron. I always appreciate your love and support. And you can also become a member of our group on Facebook. All the links are in the description box. I went vegan 4 years ago, and I have a video on when and how I went vegan. But when I first went vegan, as I said in the introduction to this video, I was the only vegan that I knew, and the only vegan in my house, the only vegan in my group of friends. And I want to help you out if you are in the same position or if you are currently living in a non-vegan household. And the first thing is, it's okay to be angry. It is totally fine to be angry. Just don't lash out on people. I used to lash out on people. I used to be so angry with my family and friends, and they could tell you about it. And I don't recommend it, because you can be angry. This is your right. This is an emotion that will be your companion as a vegan in a non-vegan world. So you might as well get used to it, but at the same time, allow yourself to feel it. Just don't act out on it. So if you're feeling angry, just acknowledge that, allow yourself to be angry, because you're living in a non-vegan house and the people that you love are not vegan. It's okay to feel angry about it. So just allow these emotions to come and go whenever you feel like they are coming, but then stop to think before you act. Another thing is that it's okay to be sad too. And as a vegan, you know that it's so horrible to know the things that you know and still live in a world that is so cruel to the animals and to the planet and to other people too. And it's okay to be sad, but I know how hard it is to open up the fridge and to see dead animals in there or animal secretions in there. So the thing that you could do is you could ask your family if you could have a separate shelf in your cupboard and in your fridge, and anytime you open it, just have tunnel vision. Just focus on your shelf. Don't look at anything else, because it's going to upset you probably. And that's one way in which you can eliminate these triggers for you. So have your own place in your kitchen when you keep your stuff, your food, and just focus on looking in these directions, not anywhere else. And if you're feeling so upset that you really can't be in this house for many reasons, find some support groups, either on Facebook, on Instagram, here on YouTube. Just find groups of vegans and activists that will understand your struggles, because that helped me so much. When I first went vegan, I watched so many YouTubers who were making videos on being vegan, and these YouTubers made videos like this one and it made me feel less alone. So find your support. Find the people that are going to be your safety net and talk to them, watch their videos, listen to their podcasts, and in that way you will feel less alone. Another tip is remember why you went vegan. So all of us became vegan for the same reasons, but in different ways. You can be vegan for animals, you can be vegan for the environment, and it's all valid, but just remember that veganism is your choice. It is your ethical lifestyle now. And anytime anything makes you doubt your decision, just go back to your why. And that leads me to having conversations with people. Only have conversations with your family members, the people who live with you, when you and the people you're going to talk to are in the mood for a conversation about veganism. Because the last thing you want is another fight, or maybe the first fight about veganism. So if you feel like tonight's perfect for holding a vegan documentary night with your friends and family, that's okay, but make sure that everyone is on the same page. You don't want to trick them, you don't want to play Earthlings or Dominion and tell them that it's going to be a good movie, you know what I mean? So pick a good time for conversations and events like that, and remember that you once weren't vegan too, and everyone who is not vegan in your house is probably still a person you love and a good person, and you were like that some time ago. So remember that it is not a power struggle. It is all about respecting each other, even though you might be angry on the inside. Be respectful, be mindful, and hold these conversations only when everyone is on the same page, emotionally at least. And another thing you can do is you can do your own shopping, and you can cook your own food, and you can put it on your own shelf in your cupboard and in the fridge. And this is so important, because if you have the money, this is something that you can do for yourself. You can buy your own food and you can cook for yourself. If you can't, because you're under 18 and you live with your parents, just ask them to buy you the cheap vegan foods. You don't have to have vegan ice cream or vegan meat replacements if they are very, very expensive, but you can always have chickpeas, potatoes, rice, and lentils, and fresh vegetables and fruit. It's all available and it's all cheaper than any fancy vegan things. So remember to always be responsible for your own actions, and that includes buying vegan food, cooking vegan food, and eating vegan food. Next, eating with non-vegans. I know how hard and heartbreaking it is to sit at a table where dead animals are served. It is honestly heartbreaking. And I experience that too. Like whenever I visit my grandparents or my boyfriend's family who are not vegan, I experience that too every Christmas, every Easter, every family gathering. We are the only vegans there. So I know how hard it is. But again, if you keep your tunnel vision, if you can have your blinders right here and only focus on what you're having and not pick up any fights, it's going to make your life easier, at least until the moment you can have a fully vegan table and a fully vegan family gathering, because I really hope that this moment will come both for you, for me, and for every vegan out there. But before that happens, I know it's painful to sit at a non-vegan table with non-vegans. So it's really up to you where your boundaries are. I know that some people take a pledge and they don't sit at a non-vegan table. This is not something that I did, and I don't think I will do that. But there are options for you. So you don't have to sit at that table, especially at the beginning when you're so angry and so upset. You can't possibly bring yourself to be at the same table as non-vegans. You can always have your meal and watch something on Netflix. I know it's not ideal, but you should protect yourself and you should protect your feelings. So if sitting at a non-vegan table is not something you can get on board with, you don't have to do that. And if anyone mocks you for it, just remember that it is all about being true to yourself and living a life that is aligned with your moral values. Next is educate yourself further. If at any point you're having this conversation with your friends or with your family members about veganism, you want to be prepared because they will be curious. This is something that everyone is curious about. Like, how can you not eat only free-range eggs? Or why isn't fishing the sustainable option? Or why is going vegetarian not enough? You know, these questions will be asked. So the thing you want to do is educate yourself on every single aspect of veganism related to the environment, to the ethics, to health, and to the societal view of animals, like how we perceive animals. And you can do so by watching vegan documentaries, reading articles, listening to podcasts. I'm going to link everything that I used when I was going vegan and when I was educating myself on being vegan in today's world in the description box. I'll also include a link to my second channel, which is all about debunking the most common excuses that non-vegans have. So you can watch it and use these arguments whenever these problems and these issues and these topics come up in a conversation. So you have all the resources in the description box. And if you're at a tipping point where you can't possibly deal with being this only vegan in this non-vegan household, you can become an online activist or a real-life activist if we can eventually. So something that you can do is you can watch and support vegan YouTubers. You can start a YouTube account. You can start an Instagram account. You can be anonymous or you can show your face, and you can educate people who will watch these videos on going vegan and on being vegan, because the thing that you have to remember is that your family members and your friends are going to be the toughest to crack because you've lived with them for so long. You know each other's buttons, you know how to push each other's buttons, you know what makes each other angry, and these conversations will almost never be balanced. But the thing is that there are other people that we are not emotionally connected to or that we are not very close with that can be more open to the idea of going vegan. And these are the people that you can focus on, and that's what keeps me personally going whenever I am frustrated with my brother or with anyone in my closest circle. I remind myself that there are people like you watching this that I can help, and I can focus and direct my energy there instead of focusing on the fact that people around me are not vegan. You know, it is heartbreaking, I know, but you can always use this anger and this pent-up frustration on becoming an activist and creating a real change. Or if you're not feeling like you want to create content, you can support other activists. You can share their footage. You can share whatever they create. Earthling Ed and That Vegan Couple both have Patreon accounts. You can support them there, and you can get access to some exclusive content there. You can support my channel if you support my activism, and you can also find other activists that you want to support. And you can always use your existing social media platforms, no matter how many people you're friends with on Facebook, no matter how many people follow you on Instagram. Because if you have a platform, if you have an account, if there are 10 people following you, you are an influence for them, because they're going to watch your stories, your videos, they're going to read your captions, because they follow you for a reason. So you don't have to have a big perfect platform to start with. You can always use whatever you have available. So there's always a way to help other people go vegan, even if your family members and your friends won't go vegan right now. But the last thing that I want to tell you is that even if your family members or your friends are not going vegan anytime soon, you yourself, just by being vegan, just by living according to your moral values that have changed, and just by being this person who changed their lifestyle because they no longer wanted to support violence and killing animals and destroying the planet, your position, your stance is enough to make them think. And they probably think about you being vegan more than you know. Anytime they will see something vegan in a store or in a restaurant, they will think about you, they will be reminded of you. The veganism seed will already have been planted, and they will know someone who is vegan, and they will start to wonder. They may want to go vegan at some point. They may start to doubt everything. They may want to question everything. And you yourself, just by living a vegan lifestyle right now, is enough for them to start thinking at some point about going vegan eventually. You never know when this moment's gonna come, and it can be frustrating, but remember that you are only responsible for your own actions, and you are an example for them even without knowing. They may not say that to you. They may never tell you that you were the reason why they started trying vegan foods, but it is something that they will be reminded of anytime they interact with you, anytime they see you, anytime they see your food in the fridge. So please remember, everyone's time's gonna come. Many people will never go vegan. and that's something that we have to keep in mind too. But you never know when someone will be ready, when someone will be curious enough to start thinking about going vegan. You sticking to veganism, you being vegan, is something that may inspire them to make the change. And remember, we're already making a change. We're already changing things around here. There are so many vegan products popping up in stores every single week that it is impossible to keep up with it, you know? There are so many vegan festivals, maybe not now, but there are. There are so many documentaries that I listed in the description box below as well that people are watching and discovering on Netflix right now as we speak. This is something that is happening. So remember, you are already creating lasting change, and people around you eventually will catch up with that and will follow suit. Please click the like button if you liked this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of similar content. I have a whole playlist right here all about veganism, including a video on how to go vegan and some vegan travel videos that may inspire you to just escape and watch some vegan content from all over the world. Follow me on Instagram and consider becoming a patron if you want to support my activism, and I'll see you in another video. Bye bye.